Hey everyone, this is Paul from Ortho Eval. Today I want to talk about 7 different exercises you can do for neck stiffness. But before we do that, I want to talk about why we have neck stiffness so that we can address it better. So there are really 2 big components to neck stiffness, and one is muscle tightness. So these muscles on the side of the neck, on the back, on the sides, in the front, can become very stiff and tight, especially if you're on a device for a long period of time, or maybe you're at a computer and you're in this forward bent position, and these muscles are not pumping and working all the time, but they're just statically holding you. We call that sustained postural stress, and those muscles become very stiff and tight, can give you some aching, and it can be very painful and cause chronic pain. The other reason you can have stiffness and tightness is when you take a look at the neck, these joints back here, which there are many of them, can become very stiff and tight. You can develop arthritis in this joint, and that can stop you from rotating back and forth. Now, not only can you develop stiffness in the neck joints that cause problems, but you can have stiffness in these joints down in your thoracic spine. And so therefore, if your mid-back cannot rotate very well, your neck is going to be quite limited. Okay, so we're going to be talking about addressing this whole area right here in order to increase your ability to move your neck better and have better mobility. Okay, so one of the things I want to show you though is just a little test that we like to do to see if this is mostly joint related or mostly muscle related. So what I do is I have my patient look to one side first, just in this rested position. So we're going to look to the right first, and you're going to notice the range of motion. Now we go and look to the left. So the joints that are stiff and the muscles that are stiff can both cause some loss of motion here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the muscles and take them out of the picture by just lifting the arms like this and relax. So I'm going to take those upper trap muscles out of the picture. Now I'd like you to look to the right and look to the left. And as a result, you can see she has slightly more range of motion when she does that, telling me that a lot of her stiffness is probably coming from the neck muscles that are really stiff and tight. All right, so exercise number 1. This is really simple. We want to increase the mobility of her thoracic spine a little bit and get that extended. We know that if we can extend the spine better, the neck is going to rotate and move better. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to have you lie right down on your back. We take a roll like this, and we place it kind of in the middle of the mid-back right here. And what we want to do is take that spine and let it drop back. So you can spend a couple of minutes, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, whatever works for you. If you're comfortable, let that spine fall back. We're often like this all day long. Okay, so after you've done this for a couple of minutes, you can move the towel. Okay, so you can bring it down a little bit. And now get a different part of your spine. So we're starting to mobilize each part of the spine. All right, so I'm going to have you sit up. And our second exercise, and we're going to turn and face the camera, is going to be a chin tuck. Now, what we want to do with a chin tuck is, people oftentimes get this kind of wrong. They bring the chin down too far, or they look up too far toward the ceiling. What I want here is I want you to imagine that your nose is going through your head. Okay, so I want this to be straight back, just like that. You hold it for about 5 seconds and then rest. So I'm going to do it from the side now so that you can see it from this angle while she does it also. Okay, so we take the nose, we go straight back, we hold, and then rest. So it's important that you don't push this one too hard, because if you do, it can cause some discomfort back there. But what this does is it opens up those joints back there and allows them to move better. When your joints are compressed and squeezing like this, it limits your ability to rotate your neck and can be very limiting. All right, so the next exercise we do after this one is a little chin tuck, and we're going to do a rotation. So we're going to take one arm and put it behind the back, and what I like to do is tell people to take the finger and point, and then what you're going to do is you're going to tuck the chin back a little bit, and you're going to look in the direction that you're pointing. All right, and you're gonna get this nice stretch over here. This is a stretch I like to hold for 15 to 20 seconds, and then we do it on the other side. So we'll hold just a little bit longer. Then we're gonna have her rest. We're gonna switch arms. We're gonna tuck the chin back just a little bit to open up those joints, and now we're gonna stretch the muscles also at the same time. All right. A great exercise to get this rotation going, and when that improves, you can rest, and when that improves, everything else will start to relax and start to function better. All right, so the next exercise we're going to do is going to help rotate and move these vertebrae in the mid part of the back. So these are called open books. So I'm going to get a pillow right here. I'm going to have you lie right down on your side facing the camera. Knees bent. And what we're doing here is we're going to bring the arms straight out like this. And she's going to open up like she's opening a book, and she's going to look at that hand that is going behind her. And that is going to help to increase the rotation at her neck and also at her thoracic spine. We hold that for about 5 seconds. And then we come back and rest. And then we go back over, and the eyes are following the arm, and that helps to improve the rotation of the spine, helps to activate all of those muscles that are going in that direction. All right. So that is the open book exercise. Now the next two, what we're going to do is we're going to place you on the table diagonally like this, and we're going to do something called T's and Y's. So the reason I'm doing this exercise like this is because most people don't have a bench press that they can let their arms hang off the side. So what you do is you get on a bed, on the edge of the bed, on the corner diagonally like this. You can rest the chin right here. And now what you're going to do is you're going to make a T with the body. So we lead with the thumbs, so the thumbs up toward the ceiling, and we make a perfect T. The idea here is to squeeze the muscles between the shoulder blades and back down. So we do an up and down motion like that. We don't necessarily need to hold this one. We typically would do about 10 of these and then rest. Okay, now you can rest. Now I like to complement this exercise with Y's, okay? So we want the arms to come up in this direction more and then back down. And I'm going to have you do about 5 of these. And the reason I really like this exercise is that it hits the lower trapezius muscles. And we know that if we contract the lower trapezius muscles, it indirectly rests the upper trapezius muscles, which so many people have trouble with and stiffness in. So T's and Y's, I typically would do about 2 sets of 10, alternating these. And this will really get the shoulders back, neck and head up in a better position so you have less stiffness in your neck. Now the last exercise we're going to do, I'm going to have you stand up for me, please, right in front of the table. You can do this with weight or you can go without weight, but these are shrugs. And basically the arms are down by your side, and you're going to bring the shoulders up toward the ears. Now I know a lot of you are thinking, by doing this exercise, I'll have you continue, by doing this exercise, we're going to really strengthen up these muscles and they're going to get really stiff and tight, okay? And that's not true. You can have strong muscles and flexible muscles. The idea behind this is to get a pumping action into those muscles, to get some blood flow going in there, and that will give you a lot of neck relief, especially if you have chronic neck pain and stiffness and tightness. So those are our 7 exercises that I really like to do with neck stiffness. If you enjoyed today's video, give us a like and be sure to subscribe. Thanks.